welcome to another episode of Sean Miller's Soccer Betting Genius. They call me that because I get wins. Killing it on those premium plays over there on Winners and Winers right now. Hope everybody's watching. Remember, tonight you can hear me on ESPN Radio in New York. And no matter where you are in the world, you can tune in radio app and listen to me. So let me see if I can turn this down. At the beach, I don't know if you could tell. There's the Atlantic Ocean. Just got down here a little while ago, so down here for a couple days doing some work. Anyway, like, subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be able to watch all our different shows. Right now, we got Midday Money with Sean Higgs from noon to 1. Morning Wood, Allie Burns 1 to 2. Just Parlays, Chris King 2 to 3. Back to the window, Scott and Scott 3 to 4. 4 o'clock, it's me. Then at 5, Game Time Decisions with Nick, Tim, and Lenny. All right. Make sure you're using this promo code if you get a chance. We definitely got some winners out of this. You get up to $1,500 risk-free play. Use promo code VideoWinners15 to get the deal. If you are looking for my premium plays, and that's where the money's being made this week, apparently, I haven't lost. Promo code right here, Sean50GA6 to get 50% all of my premium plays every day. Use that link, type that in, do what you have to do, and get it. Oh, I had something on my face there. All these bugs. Tailed your pick. So I didn't even see the score today. Did Malmo lose? Man, that's a terrible loss. 3 goals in the first 30 minutes. And they took the lead. Oh, brutal. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm about sick of these games. I can't wait till next week when we have, let's look at this schedule here next week. Tuesday, Champions League. Wednesday, Champions League and Conference League, Copa Libertadores. Thursday, Conference League, Copa Libertadores. And then we got the Women's Euros and MLS. So this is the last week we'll have to kind of pick these brutal games. On MLS last night, Austin FC, tell you about them every time. Austin FC plus 2 something, won again. Had them. Had Red Bulls. I think that was last night. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Yeah, Red Bulls 2-1. I had somebody talking a little trash because they were losing 1-0 in the 82nd minute. The only thing about soccer is the games are 90 minutes plus. Red Bulls scored 2 goals in the final 10 minutes. Got the win, got the over. So that was cool. Is that live right now? Let me take a look at that. 6-0 at halftime. Yikes. Oof. And they beat Cambodia 7-0. Ugh. Uh, the only problem. Yeah, no, Bill, it's cool. I can't. I'll be honest. I'm like, I'm sick of these games. It's so crazy. You try to go through and you like find a game for the day, and you're like for Friday, and it's like that's what I'm gonna try to get some of these women. Some women. Someone who's proficient in women's football, women's soccer a little bit on here because I do think there's some money to be made. There's some of these friendlies, and I don't know. I think sometimes with the friendlies, you just never know. You're going to be seeing a lot of lines on the friendlies, so you'll be able to bet them. But I target these games like it's you see like a good team against a bad team, and it's just like I just don't. It's so crazy. Like you'll hardly ever see Liverpool or um, City. I think you hardly ever see these really good teams lose to bad teams. That just shows you, like, the further you go, when you start going into like third, fourth, fifth place in some of these leagues, even though they have like a decent points total, it's just really hard to tell. I mean, and the crazy thing is, this Malmo team is playing. It's the other thing. I mean, they're playing Vikinger here, so maybe they tried to rotate a little bit, but it's real hard to get lineups for some of these. But I would expect if they lost that game to come out on Monday against Vikinger and really just smash them. Sorry, Tuesday. Yeah, I get. You know what makes me the most mad when I do these bets? Like when I have them like handicapped, and like I'll have like I bet a lot of parlays. So I'll have like a 3 or a 14 parlay, and you have it like perfectly handicapped, and then like it gets, I'll win the first four. Say like a 5-team handicap, I win the first four, and every single time I debate. I'm like, should I cash out or should I just let it roll? Should I cash out for 200 or should I try to win 320? And like every time that last leg loses, I'm always just like, ugh, like I never learned. But like, if you don't take risks sometimes, you don't get the big win. So it's really it's tough, but I've started to figure out in these games, I think we talked about the other day, like there's like a threshold at this point now where if I go into like a 5-team parlay and the first four win and it's like paying whatever 220 or something like that on a $40 bet instead, and you can maybe hold out for 350. I've started to just cash them out and then maybe put that other team in another parlay with something else to start another parlay. Because if you can make $200 on a $40 bet, 2 or 3 times a week, I mean, you're paying your bills. So I always think of that guy, Knish. This is my job. I feed my kids. I pay my bills. So like sometimes I'll do that, but sometimes, you know, it drives me nuts. I go back and forth with those things. I'm going to put the group stage dates up at the bottom here for match days 1 through 6. And I'm going to pull up. So we got Dre coming on. Yeah, Bill, like this I was like 100% sure that Austin FC like they just get stuff done. It's so crazy how good this team is, and they still aren't respected. And you know, I actually, I had them on the money line +2 whatever, but like even if you said, you know what, I'm gonna say, I'll take them at minus a plus 0.25, just to be safe on the road and say maybe they won't, maybe they'll draw. And that was like minus 125. So even with that, you win money. So there's definitely ways to win plus money. Let's get this crap league off there. So see what the schedule is tomorrow. Stay away from those. Ugh. Got a few more days of this stuff. Like Plus Money said yesterday, there's some interesting games tomorrow in Brazil. We did talk about them. I'm just gonna kind of look over them again just to see what the lines are. Fluminense is up to minus 150. Mineiro is at minus 105. But remember, he said maybe Juventude, maybe Juventude double chance or Juventude plus a half a goal maybe at minus 121. That's what Plus Money said. I know Monero is very good and Juventude isn't. So I might take a chance on them and even money. Minus 105, same difference. So Santos Flamengo was tough. Palmeiras against Paranense. This Palmeiras team is really good. I might go here. Minus 1.25, but some risk there. Sometimes I'll just say, you know what? I'll just bet it up to minus 1.5. And if it gets, say you bet $40 here, right? And the game ends 3-2, Palmeiras. So you lose 20, right? Because it's Asian handicap, and you get 20 refunded. If you do it here, you lose 40, obviously. But game ends 2-0, you win 30 something. Game ends 2-0 here, you win 46 bucks. So it is what it is. Sometimes I'll do that. If I'm betting it in a parlay, I won't do that. I would bet this down to here. I would take it down to like minus 1, because if they win, if they lose or draw, you lose anyway, right? If they win by 1, at least you get your money back. So, all right, little betting strategy there for you. Let's take a little closer look at these MLS plays for the weekend. Seattle and Toronto, LAFC, Vancouver. We're going to talk about this game tonight. If you listen in on ESPN, we'll talk about the Vancouver and Los Angeles game. Remember, it's on at 98.7 in New York, but you can listen through the app. You can just go to your phone and just go to 98.7 and listen to the app, or you could listen through TuneIn Radio. But 12 midnight. Let me put that on there so you can see that. There you go. The first game tomorrow is the Sounders in Toronto. Well, Toronto stinks. Come the trucks, the Cisco trucks. It's going to be a big weekend down here at North Wildwood, New Jersey. Revving it up, getting it ready here. I think goals are on tap. Goals for Seattle here. You can get over 1.5 goals at plus 115. Wait to see what. So right now, I do. So LJ, I'm at LJ's, parents' house. No, I write for NG.com and for some sites. I do. I just got hired by a site, by a press company in England to be in charge of North American media. So that's pretty cool. Starts next week. But I do that. I do a lot of writing. And I do some tutoring. So I tutor young kids how to read. I do SAT work. If anybody on here ever needs SAT, number one guy in New Jersey, right? So betting is something really that I'll just do to make some extra money. But it's hard, man. It's hard betting for a living. It's when you just don't know. Soccer's weird too because a red card, or you could bet Manchester City against any good team, any bad team, right? But if City gets a red card, or I don't want to say City because City will probably still win, but Liverpool or one of these teams, if they get a red card in the 3rd minute, you can't and you can't even cash out because your bet is they're not going to give you anything on the cash out, so it's just tough. I've just seen some people just get in these holes and they think the only way they can get out of it is to keep betting instead of maybe just stopping and regrouping and, just stop, regroup, figure out what you're going to do. And then maybe, when you're a little more settled, but sometimes they just get in these holes and holes and holes and holes and holes. And it's just hard to get out of at that point. But no, I do bet mostly soccer, football, NFL, and NCAA. But I find the same problems with NCAA. Look, NFL, these guys are, NCAA now they're getting paid, whatever. But there's guys on the field for NCAA that aren't going to be playing pro football. Everybody in the pros is a pro, obviously. Everybody on the field is a professional getting paid a lot of money to do what they're doing. In college, you got 100 kids on a roster. Not everybody's going to go to the NFL. Not everybody's going to go to the USFL. You got guys that are just going to be players. So, sometimes you're relying on people that are just they're very good athletes because it's Division I. But, the further down you go, you're talking about some of the lower D1 schools, the group of 5. It's people get mad about it too, and you're like, look, man, you can't rely on this stuff. I'm a huge proponent. There goes one of these trucks, thankfully. I think there's one thing sometimes I'll live bet because I know my bet is dead. I'll know, some of these soccer games, I already know my bet is dead before, and you can just tell in the 20 minutes in. I think I've talked about this a little bit on the show. This is the end of my 10th week doing this. I can't even believe it when I went to go back and see how many shows I did. I specifically know, like, there's games. I'm a Manchester United fan, and we've been, up and down, bad, good, whatever. And there's times when I get that when we're at halftime and I'm not even mad. I'm like, we're gonna win this game. Like it was the same way when I was a coach. I just remember coaching in the Mercer County tournament quarterfinals against our Catholic school rival. We were losing 2-0, and everybody was like, I was like scream. I would always yell. I went over to the other side to get something to drink, and everybody was like, "Why are you so calm?" I was like, "We'll win this game 3-2." And they're like, "You're nuts!" And we won 3-2. We dominated the game, and they ended up having two. Jake Nerwinski, who plays left back for Vancouver now, was on the team, as was Brian Hawkins. We ended up like there's just some times where I look at the live bets, I'm like, look, this game is. I think there's this is a live team now, even though they're down 2-0. There's also some times when I say, like, they give up an early goal and I'm like, this bet's done. Like, there's no way I'm not winning my bet. So like you have to like pivot at that point and say, like, am I just gonna throw my bet away and just take it as a loss, or am I gonna say, let me see if I can make some money somehow from this game, like, next goal, or you know something going to happen between this time and this time or whatever. Or, at other times I'll just throw that game away and just go watch another game and see if I can find an edge in that game. Because, I don't know if the people, if you're watching here, you have, the all the streaming apps. I have ESPN Plus, Paramount, Peacock, Fubo, whatever. So like sometimes I'll just say, you know what, this game's done. I'm gonna go. Let me go look at this game. It's it's a 1-1 game in the second half at halftime or something. I'll turn that game on, and you start to see something in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're like, you know what? Sorry, Crystal Palace is gonna win this game, like, or whatever it is. So you have a chance to do that. I think sometimes, but you also have to weigh, like, do I want to chase a game here and risk being down double, or I just want to say, you know what, it's not my day. I find that really hard decision to make sometimes, because I hate losing money. To me, I always say, like, I don't know, say like I make, if I lose a bet or something like that, I'm like, man, I just tutored for free today, or I just wrote for free today. I just, like, for me, like, that's at the end of the day, like, man, I get so mad. Like, I'm pretty good with my parlays, so like I hardly, but I do get streaky. The other thing too is I know when I'm streaky. Like when I'm like hot and I can't get anything, like just picking these crazy games and they're all hitting and you're hitting parlay after parlay. Like there's been a couple times in the last few years where it's just like cash like a $500 parlay and a $300 parlay and a $300 parlay, and it's just like every single thing you put in, and like you cash out a parlay and the parlay ends up like the team ends up losing. Like you have good intuition about that stuff, and like when I'm like that, I will just keep going. Like I know, like I'm hot, like I'm reading the game properly, I'm doing this stuff. Where I've gotten really good is, yeah, me too, man. I've coached soccer, baseball. I coached Legion baseball. I coached soccer in high school and all the way to U23s. I coached high school bowling. I was the varsity bowling coach for boys and girls bowling. It's pretty funny, right? I coached Legion baseball. I coached basketball at a JV level for a nationally ranked team. Like I just like sports. But like where I've been really good lately is when I start to get cold, like I know I'm like, you know what, I'm not good. I'm gonna back off, and like I'll just back off and won't bet for a week. Like I'll want to, and I'll say, nah, I'm just not feeling it right now. And it's hard sometimes because you have to say, like, I think sometimes it's like that movie Casino, that when the guy left and he came back and he doesn't think of it as winning 5,000. He thinks of it as losing 25,000. Like he's betting 30 a hand or something like that. So like you have to just. I had to like. Oh man, I could have won a lot of money here. Well, yeah. I mean, you could win a lot of money every day, but you could also lose a lot of money every day. So I think that's where it kind of comes in. So see if Dre's coming on here. Gotta keep hydrating. Yeah, the numbers. I'm a big numbers. Math, SAT, math, breaking the numbers down, trying to find odds to get it close to like sometimes. Let me see if I can find an example here. I'm not gonna find it from the MLS, but okay, so Palmeiras is up 3-0, so I don't know if I'll bet them. So like Atletico Mineiro, minus 335. Okay, what's the next game I have to put in? What's the least amount of games I have to put in to get it close to or above even money? Is it Flamengo? That's minus 109. Close enough for me. River Plate here is going to be plus 106. So, like, I know if I put Palmeiras in, it's still minus 159. So then I got to put a third game in. It's like sometimes I won't do that. So I'll kind of like look around and say, all right, I'll take Atletico Mineiro, and then maybe I'll look at Sudamericana and see Sierra already beat the strongest. So minus 275, that's going to be minus 127. So I know if I put minus 286, it's going to be like minus 130. So Deportivo Cali, stay away from that game. I know if I put Sao Paulo, it's probably going to be plus 110, plus 104. So you could kind of like figure out where it is. So that's what I like to do. I want to try to find like the least amount of games possible to get it to be like even money or like a little bit more. Like sometimes I'll put three games in, make it like plus 150, plus 160. Like I'll go Sierra, Mineiro, Palmeiras. I'm going to go this one. Flamengo. Plus, I'm just giving an example. Plus 164. I think I do that on the one thing I do that on is the rugby league. So those games already went. So I already missed a chance to do those. So I got Cronulla, North Queensland. That's plus 103. Maybe I'll say instead of 8.5, maybe I'll do a 3.5. So that's minus 190. Plus 163. Why, if you're new to this, why minus 3.5? Because each try is worth 4 points in rugby, right? In the NRL, and then the extra kick is worth 2. So if you're going to put something down, always do it down to minus 3.5. It's like football now. Remember, you can't do it 6.5 now because the extra point's not a given. So you got to do it like that. I do. Let me look at the Sounders here. See if we have Dre coming on. I was very disappointed in them. The MLS is weird. I just, these games, you see these games and like, this is in Toronto and Seattle just played poorly. I like Seattle. I think I like the team total goals, Seattle, way more than I like the actual game. Oh, Bill, your guy's here.
Hi.
They just got back from the ride, and what is that thing called?
Okay.
They got a giant golf cart with like 100 seats in it, and they just cruise around North Wildwood. I think I like this bet here minus over 1.5 goals a lot more than I like Seattle. When you look at what Seattle's done against Toronto, 3 goals. It's been a while ago, but when you look at both teams, less than 4.5 cards, 10 out of 10. They like to knock the ball around. Let me see what this odds are. Then probably these are low. You don't even give it. Oh yeah, player cards. They get player cards. They don't give cards in these games. Drives me nuts a little bit. LJ, Bill says hi. They're all over the place. I do like. I do like Seattle here. I think over 1.5 a little bit more than I do like. What do you guys say to him?
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
All right. What's your name?
Ray?
Ray?
Calipano.
Right. Ray, are you here for camp this week?
Yes.
All right. We're having wrestling camp here this week. So we're talking about a little. There's no odds on wrestling though. So, but I like that, and I do think, I know Plus Money liked this game a little bit. Vancouver or draw. Double chance minus 136. Vancouver, LA hasn't won in Vancouver since 2018. I like LAFC here, and once again I think LAFC over 1.5 goals minus 113. I just think they're a better team. I know Vancouver's been playing better, but I think it's going to be high scoring. I think there's going to be some goals in here. They just LAFC beat Vancouver 3-1. So back in March. Some of these games Sunday I think are interesting as well. Hey Foxy, how's it going? Yeah, Red Bulls won. The Austin FC won. Malmo lost today.
Red Bull team?
Yeah, Red Bull.
Soccer team, right?
Yeah, that's correct. In New Jersey. They play in New Jersey. The Red Bulls are playing Sporting Kansas City on Sunday night. There's a lot of obviously there's July 4th. There's 4 matches on July 4th. There's a lot of night games this week. Sunday night, there's not usually all these night games on Sunday night. Usually some day games, and Monday, obviously not all these days, but it's 4th of July. If you're watching in America, you know that. If you're watching it somewhere else, maybe you don't. It's a holiday. It's when history started, July 4th, 1776. Anything before that, it's just a mistake, as the guy from Parks and Recreation says. NYCFC playing at home against Atlanta United Sunday.
Wait, what did he? Can you go back in the comments?
Yeah, the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, LJ? He just did that.
Yep. You want to look at football a little bit?
Do you Are you still on TV?
Yeah, this is live TV.
Do you?
Sounders, Seattle. They play tomorrow night. They're playing in Toronto. Seattle Sounders for soccer. You want to look at some football?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at some. Oh, you know what we got this weekend? We got the USFL
Championship.
USFL Championship. I think is tomorrow.
Who is it?
Birmingham Stallions and Philadelphia Stars. I'm going to tell you something that's amazing. We talked about this on our show today.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia has been. This is the USFL was around for 3 years. It blew up, and now it came back like 30 years later. And Philadelphia's been in every single championship game. Not Philadelphia, the Stars, because they moved to Baltimore. Remember, so Philadelphia, they won. They lost the first one in the championship, I think, to Michigan. They won the second one, moved to Baltimore, won the third one, and now they're back in the final against a really good Birmingham Stallions team. This Birmingham Stallions team scored on drives of 13, 14, and 15 plays last week and won 31-17. And Philadelphia is a very decent team, and they upset New Jersey. But this Birmingham team has been the best team all year. They got the best player in the league. I think the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year. CFL Tiger Cats tonight. I'm on first half over there. Let's take a look at that. But I do like Birmingham in that game at minus. If you're going to give me them minus 4.5, I think that's pretty interesting. Hamilton Tiger Cats. All right, here we go. Against the Edmonton Elks. Wait, Edmonton used to be called something else. Foxy says I won't be touching any MLS games. I do like a couple games this weekend. I'll point them out. Yeah, the first half, I think. Let's see. Halftime. Yeah, first half minus 110, minus 4.5. Bill, any reason why you like that game? Just a better team. Let me take. Oh, it just started. Some teams have played. Oh, look at that. Lions, St. Peter's, and Blue Bombers, all 3-0. The Elks. Oh, I see why now. They're terrible. Oh, so are the Tiger Cats. Yikes. What? It's a bad team against a really bad team. I could see that though. What do you think? You got an opinion on this game?
What?
Do you watch football? You watch the CFL? You watch Canadian Football League? Okay.
But you could just tell me what I want to think.
Who do you think, Hamilton or Edmonton?
What's the better team?
They both stink. They're both 0-3.
No, I'm just gonna say Edmonton.
Okay. Montreal Alouettes in Saskatchewan tomorrow, and then Monday is Winnipeg and Toronto. That game's tonight. That's interesting. So Foxy says he won't be touching any MLS games.
How come Bill is only commenting?
No, there's two people commenting, Foxy and Bill.
Foxy, who the heck is
He lives in Foxy. Foxy. You're in Ecuador, correct? That's his stage name, man. I think he lives in Ecuador.
What's his real name?
You gotta ask him, man.
Foxa, what's your real name?
Tiger Cats are due for a bounce back. They were in the final last year, so they haven't started well, but they could play well this year. And Edmonton is really bad. Foxy, why doesn't NFL have teams? NFL have teams from Canada, but every other sport does. Canada has its own football league, I think, for one. And they're not. There's 32 teams, so they can't really. You're not going to add any teams. I do think there's going to be another baseball team in Canada very soon. My expo is coming back, hopefully. I think NYCFC bounces back a little bit. AM Plus Money talked about Houston here a little bit at home at plus 102. Yeah, there's not a lot of standout games here on the weekend, but maybe on Monday, Orlando City, DC. No. Here's the Austin FC again at plus 335.
Do MLB. It's like weird.
And then the Galaxy against CF Montreal. Yeah.
Let's do MLB.
Hey, MLB.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna look at some. LJ wants to look at some baseball games. Rays getting beat again.
What? Rays versus Yankees?
No, Rays versus Blue Jays. I like.
Boston playing Chicago?
He's in Medellin. He's Medellin, Colombia, and he's from the UK. But his last name is Fox, so they call him Foxy. So his last name is Fox. That's why he called that. But he's actually in South America now, but he's from the UK. All right, nice. Next time I'm over in the UK, I'll have you on the show.
It's Phil. I want the Phillies to win that game.
Let's take a look at the pitching matchups here. For
What's this who?
Jazz trading Gobert to Wolves for 4 first-round picks. Wow. Rudy Gobert to the Wolves. Oh, we have UFC this weekend too. If anybody has any UFC plays or wants to ask any questions about USA, please jump in. So tonight we have there's a game I liked here, I believe. Let's see what it is. The Braves and the Reds. Braves are minus 275. Obviously, got to find another way to bet that. Mike Minor going against Max Fried. Minor with a 7.71 ERA. Fried 7-2, 277, 19 Ks, only 16 walks. Been really good this year. And let me tell you something. This Braves team is going to catch the Mets. I think they're going to catch them at some point, and
Are the
possibly.
Braves better than the Mets?
Well, they won the World Series last year.
I
Right
know.
now,
Yeah.
they're about 3 games back in the loss column. I think at some point they're going to catch them.
What about the Yankees? Yankees are first, right?
Yankees are in first, but they just lost to the Astros. So tonight they got Garrett Cole going 6-2, 2.99 ERA against Aaron Savali, who's 2-4 with a 7.20 ERA. So I'm going to tell you already, you're going to be laying some heavy juice here. I'll be back in the Midlands to visit my family in November. All right, I might be over there for the World Cup. Got to try to figure that out.
Wait, is the Mets better or second?
Mets are in first in the National League East.
Or are they
Yankees.
behind the Yankees?
Yankees have a better record. Yankees have the best record in baseball, but they can't beat the Astros, so it's all a moot point. So you got to figure out a different way, I think, to bet this here. Minus 220 on the run line with Cole. So maybe you take
Never say maybe. Let me try and see.
maybe you take
Well, these are like mine.
total runs. New York Yankees over 4.5 is minus 137. You might be able to slide them up. I don't like betting first inning. Don't break these. They're almost broken. So I think Yankees could be a good game to take here. These pitching props and strikeouts, maybe strikeouts for Cole. If you look at Cole's last 5 starts, 8, 12, 7, 3, 9. So 4 out of 5, he's gotten more than 6.5 strikeouts. So that could be an interesting play, but it's minus 148, so it's a little bit high. I took Atlanta. I took alternate run line minus 2.5. Is that for the Yankees or for the Braves, Bill? I think it's actually probably good for both. The Reds are terrible, and I think the Yankees are. Let me see what the alternate run line is here. 2.5 is plus 120 for Braves. Minus 103. So there's a couple of things you could do, I think, here and get some value here. All right. So basically, I don't know if you want to look at this. The UFC talked a little bit about it today. My big thing on UFC is NRFI in baseball. I ever hear it whenever I catch the live morning Woody show, but I have NRFI. No run first inning. So you can bet on there to be no run in the first inning. Let's look at the Yankees. Inning one. Total runs, inning one, under 0.5, 106. So if you like no runs first inning, you'd bet that right here. Over 1.5 is minus 118. So basically, as the pitcher is settling in, I don't know where he is, to be honest. I sent him a message. I don't have his. I just messaged him on Twitter, so I guess he's not coming on. Leon Edwards fights Usman. Okay. I forget when that is. Anyway. All right. Remember, we got this promotion. $1,500 new users. Wager up to $1,500 in your first bet. If you win, congrats. If you don't, get that amount back as a free bet. You must use promo code Video Winners 15 to get the deal. Be sure to follow the Max Wagers Network all day. You got all the shows. Noon to 6. I don't know who's on Monday. If people are taking off, I'll be here. We got a big show Monday, to be honest. We got the Champions League. There's so much stuff to go over here. Looks like it's going to rain down the shore. No rain in the forecast, but we definitely have. It's getting cloudy here, so. All right, so I'll be here Monday. Oh, man, I will be here Monday, and we're going to talk UEFA Champions League and all kinds of stuff. So I appreciate you coming on. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, and if you keep supporting me. I appreciate everybody that comes on. Everybody's been really cool on here, so I love it, man. All right, I will see you Monday.